Hello, today we're going to be starting our first time on Ethereum. So click Ethereum, press open. This will be loading the map. So depending on your internet connection, this may take a second here. Once it goes 100%, your information will be presented here. So I will be selecting a new account. So if you already have a previous account, this will show up with all your information. For a new account, we're going to click connect. See right here where it says not connected, that means your information is not being provided to this website. As a safety measure, you can remove yourself from this and delete your permissions and disconnect from this account. But in this case, we're going to be pressing connect. Now I'm going to restart this page. Once it loads up, it will present me with a new user screen, which will allow us to go into the features of the game. Announcement. Welcome to the metaverse. Today, we're proud to introduce Mega World's second demo. This is an early preview of what the metaverse will actually look like. Finally, the doors of the main towers are open. Just rush through it. In Mega World intro, you're able to walk the streets of the Mega Cryptopolis, step inside the buildings, where new players will receive their missions in alpha. Check basic interiors to be soon available for decoration. Visit your neighbors and use public transportation system. Check the new main tower lobby in perfect example of custom building, the Fellowship Towers. So we'll be going through this in the next video. So if you see right here, it says welcome. Complete the tutorial and receive your first citizen token for free. Press claim. And tutorial, claim your free citizen. Make your first steps in the centralized city and learn how to construct a building, manage citizens, and produce assets. Every game asset is stored in the player's wallet and can be traded on the open market. Complete the tutorial to receive your first asset for the game. Complete the tutorial and receive a free citizen token today. Start. So, in the future, you will not have to use a wallet necessarily. So for newer users in the mega world, might not even need to know about crypto. So this information is for, I would say, intermediate users of crypto. So they have to know how to exchange their token. But also I'll be making videos in the future for mega world, which will be for the most basic users of crypto. So hopefully they won't have to go through all this jargon to understand how to play the game. Anyways, press start. Welcome to the tutorial. Get started in the Mega Cryptopolis 3D decentralized city in 7 easy steps. Click here. For rent, current price 0.001 ETH a day. For tutorial mode, it will not cost you a cent, and the real game price is set by other players and building owners. So saying this is how much the rent is for this particular building. Rent a building. Buildings produce tokens in the MCP 3D. Renting someone's property is a good way to start. You'll be able to construct your own building then. You could skip this, but of course I'm going to go through the tutorial with you guys today. Press rent. 2. Appoint a citizen. Citizens are required for a building to operate. Appoint those with the best agility qualification to start materials token production. So picking the best citizen for this building is very specific. We'll talk about specifics of citizens in another video. So you could skip this. Of course, we're going to go ahead and click here. Citizens appoint citizens. Appoint a citizen to start production in this building. Appoint a citizen. So we got 2 options here. You can see that this is his name, Michael Ferguson, Generation A. We'll be talking about citizens in another video, but generations in the short term, or in the short, they go from A to K. So we'll be receiving a K citizen today, which is the most basic citizen, but useful for your first time. Gen A citizens are the ones you received in the packs, which I'll be talking about packs in another video. So you can see here there's strength, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, and luck. Each of these are from 1 to 10. You can see that luck is 1 and agility is a 10. And you can see these highlighted. Those are used in this particular building. Of course, agility is the most valuable one of all these attributes here. But yes, all these play a part as well. So in this case, you can see where it says select, press select. And you can see here, here's her name. Professional, so with different attributes here. Seeing that his agility is 10, that would make him an executive, and her agility is over a specific amount, which would be 7, I believe. This makes her professional. So having higher attributes will put you in a certain bracket of name, so executive or professional. There's other managers and other names that these can be, as well as astronaut, which is all 10 of these maxed out. You can see the fatigue is a certain amount too. That means they are a little bit tired, which then can be regenerate using commercial buildings, but we'll talk about that in another video. So you can see here select, meaning that these two pairs can be paired into this building together, and press select. Click here, it says appoint to 2 citizens. Now it says I am bricks are ready. 3 production. Oh, well, that kind of skipped. But 3 building performance. Amount of materials produced by the building mainly depends on the building's influence points and appointing citizens' qualifications. So yes, depending on multiple factors, including location, and also what citizens you have in the building, influence points, qualified citizens. So all these factors do play a part on how many of your materials you produce a day or week, and also depends on how big your building is. So production 1, level 1 would take about a week, and then depending if there's any buffs in your district, say production's faster depending on the percentage, it may take 6 days. And then if you go to level 2, it will take 6 days. With extra buffs could be 5. So on and so forth until you have a mega building which produces every day. And then also having bonuses on top of that. So, and those could play as extra materials. Sometimes you're going to get double materials when you collect. So it just depends on the district, location, and citizens, which all plays a factor on how much you produce. So it says production, bricks ready, press collect. 3. Energy required. In order to collect materials, you have to deposit electricity and water. Hopefully there's some on your account at this time. There's also taxes to be paid in funds. Those are not necessary for the tutorial mode. So it says how many bricks are ready. 1,500 ready, available to collect. See that this bar is not all the way over here. That means it's not completely ready to collect. So when you don't have, if it's not ready to collect at this time, you can pay to kind of fast forward that necessarily, but you make the difference in cost. So sometimes it's 5 times the price, which of course is a minuscule amount, but you may be paying, say if this was 0.0014 ETH, you may be paying 0.005 because you wanted to collect sooner. So this kind of fast forwards it, but it does cost more. See where it says resources required, requires electricity and water. Electricity and water are the staples in the game. You cannot exchange mega in the bank. So we'll be talking about the bank vault. You can only exchange other resources outside of water and electricity. So energy either has to be purchased on the market. You can also buy P2P from other players, which sometimes is quite cheaper. You can also join a corporation. Sometimes they offer that for you for free, and also sometimes as district owners give you a incentive to building in their district. So I would reach out to Discord to get you started, as well as producing your own electricity with your own water and electric buildings, which does require a little bit of upfront cost, but in the long run, it does benefit you. So you can see that there's different taxes: federal tax, district tax, and total fee. So this is the total of these, as well as other fees in the district. So depending on where you're at, may cost more or less. When you're ready, press collect. Resources are initially produced by energy buildings and are required by building to operate, produce materials, appliances, cars, and citizens. You can see here there's electricity, water, and here's the materials. That's wood, sand, stone. There's glass, bricks, and metal. So all these materials are used in certain buildings. Wood and sand are usually the most top used materials. So those two buildings are necessary, as well as resource buildings, to have a fully synchronized ecosystem when it comes to player. I suggest having each individual building to maintain yourself in the game. So be sure to have all these buildings. 3. Resources and materials is the core of the Cryptopolis gameplay. They can be freely traded on the internal marketplace or external exchanges. So at this time it is on internal exchanges. Also, like I said, P2P. Press next. Materials: wood, bricks, metal, etc. are produced in industrial and production buildings, and are required for other buildings to be constructed and upgraded to the top levels. So like I was mentioning, wood and sand are the most basic when it comes to materials. Resources are necessary for all actions in the game. Some buildings just require electricity, some buildings water and electricity, and most actions are both. So be sure to have both, pretty much. Press next. Acquire a land plot. Select a land plot on the map. Acquire a land plot. When you acquire a spare land plot, prices for surrounding 24 plots within a 7 times 7 field, so buildings within 7 blocks, will rise. When someone purchases a land plot in the field, you'll receive part of the price directly on your balance. So when buildings are sold near you, you do receive a part of the sale only when they're the first time selling from the game. So if you're selling it from other players, you do not receive a part of that sale. This has been talked about, so this may change and be voted in, where other lands in the area are sold for higher, which will be beneficial for other players. So this is to be announced, but at this time, any land sold from the game originally, never purchased by players, does have a kickback for players within a 7 block radius. So this is a huge aspect of the game from early development to now. So definitely something to look forward to. This is a spare land plot and has no owner. You can purchase it for initial price. So prices of the land are set by the district owner from the beginning. You could also, as a district owner, change the prices of land. I'll be going through the process of district owner view in another video. So the price is 0.08 ETH plus gas. So when in the real game, every asset is stored in a player's wallet in the form of ERC-721 crypto token. So I want to expand on that. So when you do transactions for land purchases, you have to have ETH in your wallet, your MetaMask wallet. When you're doing microtransactions, say you're purchasing materials from the marketplace, if you're upgrading your building until you get to level 6, when you have to combine two buildings that are adjacent to each other, then it's going to require Ethereum from your MetaMask wallet. But for all the microtransactions, you'll have to deposit it into the game. So once you do that, that saves you all the gas prices when you do microtransactions. When you rent, buy, or sell land or districts, those transactions are done within your MetaMask wallet. So there's a difference between using your MetaMask wallet and your in-game wallet. So we're going to click buy. Confirm your action. Please sign a transaction. So just like all transactions, it'll ask you to sign it. You just press sign. If it's a microtransaction, it'll just sign it without having to pay transaction fees. So construct a building. Buildings allow you to produce tokens in the microeconomy. They can be rented or traded in the open market. Different building types differ on functions and roles. Construct a building. Here you'll have presented with multiple options for buildings: residential, office, commercial, municipal, industrial, production, energy. There's POIs. There's also a transit or transportation, and there's also going to be custom buildings in the future. So, as well as helicopters or car plants, helicopter plants, universities, hotels. There's gonna be other various buildings too in the future as well. So this screen is not limited to these buildings in the future. So it's telling us to construct an office building. You can see that there's a smaller office building, a bigger office building. This is when you upgrade it, and it looks different when you upgrade to certain levels. Press office. Allow to collect ether from the district's fund. This is required. A resource required. They require 3,000 wood and 1,500 brick. This is just for demonstration purposes. Obviously, this is much higher than what it should be. But of course, for demonstration purposes, this is what it's trying to offer. This is how much it costs. District tax. So there, you also pay tax and federal tax. So depending on the district owner, may tax specific type of buildings. But we'll talk more about that in the next video on district owners. Total fees. So this will be the fee for construction. There's also multiple options for office buildings. So right now it doesn't. So there's office blocks, which are from the district's fund, and then the business centers, which are collected from the global fund. So depending on what you're trying to focus on, if you're wanting to extract the district fund, which may be more beneficial for you, or the business center, which is a global fund, which is is the whole game, which the whole global fund is pretty big, but it might not be your focal point. So just depending on your strategy is what building you would like to select from here. But it's telling us to construct the office block. This type of building will start generating income in the cryptocurrency wallet like Ether. So every day, as long as your citizens have their stamina over a certain percentage or a certain amount, as long as it's not zero, every day you'll be collecting some of the district fund or global fund depending on which office building. It says click next. Production. Once a citizen is appointed to the building, operations will start automatically. So depending on how many citizens are required per the building, some require a certain amount threshold, and then you can add more on top of that, and then there's a maximum capacity of the building, and as you upgrade, requirements will be higher for a minimum of citizens, also a maximum of citizens you can put in that building, which allows for faster and better production. So click next. Collect ETH every day. Mega Cryptopolis allows its players to get Ether not only by trading materials and selling land plots. Grab your share of the in-game cryptocurrency funds. Ether from the funds is distributed daily between operational offices and municipal buildings. You'll receive ETH directly on your balance. Press next. You can see the global fund right here, and district. Depending on which district, you could select them on what their district fund is. So this is actually a really high district fund, which is not what's happening now, but in the future, this could be very reasonable. So press next. Sell the token. List your token for sale on the market and name a price in Ether you would like to receive. When someone purchases your token in Ether, will be transferred directly to your balance. Manage token. You can sit here and put a fixed price and say 0.01 and press done. So it says start the game. Enter the game and authorize with your wallet to start MCP3D. Open the game. And this will take you back to the main page. Press Ether. Once you load to the main page, you'll be presented with the metaverse option for MegaWorld. At this time, we will not be going into that. Let's exit that out. And your citizen's ready. Please sign a transaction for a citizen token to be transferred to your wallet. Press sign. And press sign. And now your citizen will be transferred to your account. Well, I hope you guys learned something. This is how to get started with Mega Cryptopolis using the tutorial. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. All the information is presented in the description below. Please like and subscribe and hit the post notification to stay up to date on all videos on Mega Cryptopolis. This is in a playlist, so check out the playlist on the top right. On the bottom right will be another video on Mega Cryptopolis, and the bottom left will be a video about Mega Cryptopolis. Hit the subscribe button, please. You guys have a great day, evening, and afternoon. Peace.